Hi everyone, it's Dr. Rob. I had promised that I would review a poster, and it's taken a bit of time, but I finally have one that Lauren has graciously allowed us to review her poster and for me to share some comments. So let me do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the overall poster, and I can see here that it looks very clean. It has a professional appearance. Um, Off the bat, the first thing that I notice is a lot of white space. Okay, so you want to try to eliminate some of this white space. Again, think about the poster as real estate. Every square inch is important, and every square inch is very valuable, and you have to use it appropriately. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. The other thing I see here is that these logos up in the corner are very, very small, and there's a lot of white space up here. Okay, there is no graphic. There's no photo to grab my attention as a viewer, so I would kind of use that as a critical comment. The other thing I can see here is look at the margins. So these bullets all come out and they fill the space fully. Over here on this side, these bullets have a tab and they don't fill up the space fully. Okay, so that again is another area where you can gain some space back. Down here in the bottom, there again is an additional space that could be used maybe more appropriately. Okay, so let's make this a little bit larger and see what we can. I'll start right up here at the top. Again, some additional space up here. I might consider moving the what is this called? The box up a little bit to take away some of that space. I would probably take out the word of simulation. I know that this poster is regarding simulation in pre-licensure nursing students, but significance, I just keep it as significance. It's a general topic, okay? And this looks good. Overall, again, I would work on this margin here. There is the clinical question. Now, the other thing that I'm going to take a look at here is making sure that all of your fonts are the same size. These look like these are 33. This is 34. I don't know if that was intentional or not to make that a little bit larger, but I'd really probably go for some consistency. I see that you kind of offset this by centering it, and that's fine. I would probably keep it the same font size. This looks good. You have your keywords in quotation marks. Um, it's not limitations, it's actually limiters. What did you use to limit the search? So limitations would be like a negative, but limiters, or the things that you use to limit the study, would be what you're describing here. And it's appropriate to use numbers in this area because, again, think about your space. You don't necessarily have to be APA perfect. The use of the numeral 8, the use of the numeral 3 are appropriate. Again, this extra space, I don't know that I see this as indented to save that space, and that's okay. Looks all right. I'm not, again, going over the specific content necessarily. The evidence summaries have been looked at several different times, so that looks fine. Again, except for the white space. Over here, it overall looks a little bit wordy. I'd kind of mentioned that with the significance. If you can take down some of those words, it would benefit you, and it would also allow you to get a little bit more space back. Recommendations should be really, really clear and really limited. So let's take an example here. I appreciate how they're all referenced. That's really important. Here's a period you forgot. Sears et al. Period. With regard to the limiting of the words, so further studies exploring simulation in future students should be completed to see how they correlate with knowledge and competence. Okay, so this could be limited to or reduced to conduct additional studies related to or looking at the correlation of knowledge and competence. So the best outcome is if you start your statement with a strong action verb: conduct, educate, perform. I'm just using the words here that are listed. Okay, so to read through again, this is the highlight of your poster. All right. If somebody's walking by, they want to give you 1 minute or even less, 30 seconds. This is the area that they're going to come to. What are the recommendations? You want them to be brief. You want them to be explicit, though. So it's kind of a two-sided sword. You don't want to cut it so short that it doesn't give you information, but you also don't want it too long. Because you know what? My eyes don't want to read this. I'm overloaded with content, and I want to just be able to very quickly see what this might be. So again, try to limit the words. Don't be redundant. I already know that the poster is about pre-licensure nursing students in simulation. So saying simulation and future students might be a little bit repetitive. Okay? All right, but that looks great because you have it cited as appropriately. Here are your conclusions. They look pretty short, which is good. I would say your references, you could take your bullets out. Again, you've got these bullets, but then you also have full sentences. So most times bullets are used when you don't have full sentences and it's just a fragment. But if you're using full sentences and you already have included a space between the two thoughts, you don't really need the bullet. So you could move this out. If it will allow me to do this. No, it won't. You could push this out to the corner and take away the bullets. I would definitely do that with the references. Again, and then if you end up with extra space, you've got some space down here. If you end up with extra space overall, you could potentially increase your font size, okay, to fill the space. But I think it would also allow you room for a photo or a graphic. And I know, Lauren, that you had mentioned you hadn't had your graphic in there yet. So that would be an important piece. Okay, well, I hope that is helpful to you. Otherwise, it looks great. So again, notice for those of you who might not have seen this already, this was one of the recommendations is to flip your axes for your evidence summary table. It sometimes works better. It depends. Everybody's content is a little bit different, but it works better sometimes when you put the three authors down the side and then the items across the top. So again, I hope this was helpful. I know that, I didn't have any to review over the holiday because you were probably all still working on it. My schedule is packed tight. Yesterday I was in court all day. Today I have meetings all day. So I'm not really going to, and I'm going to a funeral. So I don't have a lot of time to provide individual feedback for every student in the next 24 hours before the assignment is due. But I will try my best. And I hope that this was helpful for you.